So I'm assuming that we've already been using legal research software, SEC legal research software. We can start with the detailing and talking about each and every features, especially the new feature that we have been brought into the SEC Online during this last 1 year. Alternatively, we would really encourage all the members if you can ask the questions in the starting, that what really you know what really helps you in researching where you get stuck, where is the problem, what is the problem area as per you, or what is that one thing that you miss, you think that is not there in SEC Online which you had in other softwares, or anything of that sort. I think uh, being a part of the team, we want to be urge you to be as critical as possible, because the question that you might have, the things that you think that SEC Online does not have, we might be able to surprise you, and it might be available in a certain way or at a certain place. So before we start, could we request members to
Sure.
some
So yeah, we request all the participants, if they have any kind of query, or maybe they want to know something beforehand, we start with our traditional way we do our training and all. So
yeah.
if you have any queries vis-a-vis SCC Online, or maybe in comparison to some other software, that this thing whether we can search here also,
And you can
you
also,
can ask.
in case you don't want to unmute yourself, there's some challenge, there's some background noise. You can also use the chat option, and
Correct.
with the chat option, we will pick it up. If in case there are no questions, then Zaida and I will take the session more on the intermediate level, but also will not skip the basic part as well, because sometimes the basic is as important as the advanced features. So if there are no questions. If there are any, we are all ears to you. If there are no questions, then in that case,
Yeah, I can see a hand raised from Anirudh. Go ahead, Mr. Anirudh.
Hey, hi. Uh,
Hi.
Good to connect. Less of a question, more of a comment. So we have difficulties in copying text. Excuse me, I'll come back.
Okay.
I think we are got
Me-
the question of Mr. Amit.
We've understood. Yes, maybe the copy feature
So
that
there is
Mr.
there
Anirudh is asking.
said in I think that there's
Hi.
Yeah, Anirudh.
Yeah, hi. Sorry about that. The bell
No,
rang.
it's absolutely okay.
I just wanted to ask, so a lot of the times we're searching judgments on SCC and we aren't able to copy text. So many times I've been able to find a judgment on SCC because copying is not very easy. I know you can select the paragraph and do it. We end up going to Manupatra and downloading the judgment. Uh, so that is a practical difficulty I face in using SCC, which otherwise I think has pretty useful search functions. So that is something I would
See,
this Mr. Amit, let's have all the questions. I think then we can
okay,
answer all
fine,
the
fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Any
any.
other question? Any other query from any of the members? Please come. Go ahead.
I think maybe we can start with the presentation for now and keep
Okay.
the remaining questions for the end.
For the end. Perfect. So
Uh,
let me. Yeah.
I'll just answer Mr. Anirudh. I
Right.
think not answer the question right now. We'll try to understand the query in detail, and then accordingly we will be able to answer in the session.
Perfect.
So Anirudh, you said that you, as per what you mentioned, I understand that you already know the copy pasting feature, that is clicking on the icons, right? You're already aware of the smart copy feature. Is that
correct. I'm aware. Many of the times you have to download the judgment, right, the PDF copy. So if it's a Delhi High Court judgment or any High Court judgment for that matter, there's no issue copying the text. I suspect when it's a SCC copy, a Supreme Court judgment, there are issues copying text from the judgment in the PDF, and no OCR software can run on top of that also. So
Right.
that frankly discourages me from downloading PDFs on SCC. Then I turn to Manupatra.
Yes, which is absolutely. I think it's for some it's a blessing. For some it's it's a curse. It has been done purposefully. We do let anyone copy anything as far as the website is concerned, and it's not only with the High Court or the Supreme Court we do not allow. The only difference is any judgment which has been published, right, in the law reports in the journals, those judgment, we have this copy paste feature that is smart copy. For the others, it's just a non-true printout. The reason why we do not allow a PDF to be copied, we'll show this example as well. A couple of years back, there was one judgment which went from the lower court to the High Court, and when we went to the Supreme Court, they were all talking about this one paragraph, and they were all arguing over that paragraph. And to everyone's surprise, when Supreme Court asked for the original copy, that paragraph was not even there. And because of which SEC is being cited 60% of the times in the Supreme Court only. There are 350 journals as we know it today, as of today. Out of 350 journals, 60% of the time, 60% of the share is still with SEC Online, citations. And I think the reason for that is that because it cannot be converted through OCR software and everything. Because when they submit in the courtrooms, the judges feel that the document is valid. But yes, I think that's the reason why PDF, once you take the printout, the PDF will not give you a copy paste feature. I think, like I said, it's both the sides. So we will talk about this example as well, and we'll share a judgment as well at the time, right? Mr. Rana?
Sure. Thank you, Chetan. So I'll just move ahead and share my screen. Just kindly confirm me whether you're able to view that. Just give me a sec. Now, I shared my screen and
just waiting for it. Yeah, we can see.
You can see it. Perfect. Now, from here, what you see is the homepage of SEC Online, and the login area is there at the extreme right corner. Here, I'll be entering my ID as well as the password. Now, at any point of time, if you forget your password, you can click on the forgot password, which will generate an OTP and will be sent to your mail ID. And from there, you can just put that OTP here in the next dialog box, and thereby you will be able to change your password. Now, coming to the software, you have this main menu over here known as SEC Online Dashboard, which comprises of these three sections, namely Research Plus, My Library, and Links. Our main focus will be on the first two, the blue color tiles Research Plus and the My Library section. The third segment, as the name suggests, will let us access the external websites with which we have tied up, the foreign journals or our own portals like microblogging site and the parent company Eastern Book Company's website for journals and online small courses on law, and the SEC Online portal gives you details of the various products, online products for you. Now let me just first show you the option in the My Library section. We have these two sections. Now, My Library section, that is, as the name suggests, it's just like a physical library you have in your office. Same way, we have an e-library in the SEC Online portal. And the topics that you see, various subjects that you see, under those you will get various titles, and on the basis of particular, if you selection of one particular topic or title in the under that, you'll be able to view it. So simply it's a click and view section. Let me just show you one option which during this pandemic we have created, and it's known as browse curated topics. This has been prepared by our internal expert editorial team, and under the Constitution of India, so many segments are there as far as the law is concerned: public law, constitutional law, corporate commercial law, intellectual property taxation, and so on and so forth. So if I select any one particular topic, let's say corporate and commercial law, under that you will see various titles like competition law, companies law, cryptocurrency, e-commerce, or securities, insolvency and bankruptcy. So many of them are available here, and you can see them
Take
in
competition.
the, yeah.
Would be, I think,
Pardon?
that one. We take
Which one?
competition law, I think. Competition law.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one here. Let's see now in competition law what we have. We have various segments here: statutory law, rules, regulations, notifications and circulars, case laws and articles. So how is it different from, let's say, if I go to the word search, or maybe there I type competition law and I'll get all the things that you are right now showing me. Yes, of course, you'll get all those there, means the statutory law as well as the rules and regulations, etc. But that will be pertaining to that specific subject matter, that is competition law, number one. And number two, it will have everything in entirety, means from there onwards you will have to do your sorting, you will have to do your shortlisting and all, which has been already done here for you by the editorial team. So let's expand the first one and see what we are talking about. It has the Principal Act, the Competition Act over here, right? After that, I can see there are more acts over here. That is Companies Act, Section 23410, Schedule 5. Followed by that, we have Electricity Act 23, 60, 61, and so on and so forth. Then General Insurance, Insolvency and Bankruptcy, Motor Vehicles Act, Petroleum and Natural Gas, Prasar Bharati, RERA, and TRAI. So many sections from different acts, but each having a relation with the competition law. So that is the work, extra work being done here. All the scattered information clubbed together and put at one place. So that is one part. Apart from that, the rules, regulations from the Competition Commission of India and the Appellate Tribunal, they are clubbed here. Notifications and circulars from the ministries, they are also kept here as far as the competition law is concerned. And then when we go to the case law, we again see only a handful of these judgments are listed over here. Again, they have been handpicked and shortlisted by the editorial team. So if I take choose this one, Competition Commission of India versus Bharti Airtel, so I can view that document or judgment over here, which is pertaining to competition law. And similarly, we have the articles in some areas. We'll have bills also, and rest of the databases, whatever they are under these certain segments or topics, you can find in this curated topic. So I'll click on the topmost icon over here known as dashboard, which will take me back to the main menu. Now, apart from this My Library, yes, there are a few more options I would like to showcase later. Let's move on to the research section now. That's primarily where you do your most of your legal research. And the first and foremost is the word search, right? And in word search, you're already doing, keying in the words or queries, and then of course you get to see the judgments and all. So let us give a search. So Chetan, is there anything specific you want to get searched here in the word search?
There was something I was asked yesterday about injunction that one of the
Yes.
people was asking for.
Haha.
Let's take that to one because that took us some time.
Uh-huh.
Different derivatives that have been used. Take that one.
Yeah. So
Your search. We'll check it.
Yeah. So it was injunction that we were looking for one on.
Just to see your drop down, I think you should have in your drop
No,
down.
I have cleared all the forms and caches and all that stuff. So I'm not sure whether it will be available here as of
So
now. I'm not sure, but it is. I think.
it
Just
will be
one
there.
sec. It seems to be there. Just one sec. Injunction we were talking about. Yes. Yeah, it is there. Yeah, it is there. It's talking
Okay,
about the injunction and infringement of a patent.
great,
Is that
right?
what you're looking for? Yeah.
Yes. So this was about the query was about that we were looking for infringement of patents or patents infringed, and the case where the injunction has been asked for. So rather than writing the full sentences, one thing that we would suggest all the members that if you write full sentences, it will search for all the words. However, when we look doing the legal research, we're not looking for one kind of one way of writing a particular judgment. See, because we need to understand that these judgments that we are looking for or looking into are written by different individuals. They are different ways to say the same sentence, or the which like three or four sentences can have the same meaning. So it is always preferred rather than writing the conjunctions, the words which are bringing towards making connecting words. Don't write all these words. Just write the main words. Now in this, you must be thinking that why am I not writing infringement of patents? Because sometimes they also say in a different way patents were infringed. So let's come to three things: injunction, infringement, and patent. Now, the near feature that we are talking about, it's very simple. I do not want these three words occurring wherever they want. I want them that you should, get that the software should get these three words in a sentence. So when you write the word near, this will ensure that these three words are coming within the periphery of 10 words. And Mr. Raina, could you please, there it is. This is Boolean. By default, it's in 10. So I can increase or decrease this proximity as well. I can make it 20 in case that is required. But I'll go with 10 by default and start search. Now, what this does, yesterday we were searching for infringement of patent double quotes, injunction, doing a sub search and everything. But I think doing all this stuff was taking some more time. And with this search, we actually got the results which we're talking about, what we're looking for. Sometimes things are much easier. There was one other day I was talking to the head of national head of Ernst and Young taxation, and the member had this query, uh, not related to ENY, but something related to the factory law. And the question was that there's so many vehicles which we fly only in the factory and they never go to the actual roads. So the question that was raised that what should we even pay taxes, the road taxes for these kind of vehicles like earth movers, like the JCB and all these kind of vehicles. And the one thing that was said after that was that these vehicles are only running around in the factory complex or in the compound, other than roads, other than the main roads. So Mr. Anas, go back to search. I can talk about this. I can write everything, vehicles, this and that. But that is all. That is sometimes all that is not required. It is very surprising because what we searched for that day was just three words: other than roads. Just three words, and I just wanted to get what exactly can I get from here. So I can put other than roads. Just write other than roads over here. I can put double quotes. I'm sure everyone knows double quotes, how double quotes work. But right now, just remove this. Remove this. I will put we'll take the phrase search. So double quotes, you put double quotes. I'm sure everyone knows about double quotes. Alternately, you can click on phrase search as well. So this time, let's take phrase search and start. You know, the research is, getting research is not a problem, but I think the forming this right query, it's a main challenge. Mr. Anna, could you just click on the next highlight and see if we can get something? So, is there then those of a different matter? And there it is. If you read this last couple of lines, it says other than roads or public places in a different matter, because whether they have to be registered under the Act or liable to pay payment of tax under the Taxation Act will depend upon the provisions of the respective acts. But a tractor is not a vehicle to be registered under the Act. And this is exactly, I think, was what we talked about. It's the same judgment which gave the answer. So if you read it more, you'll get the answer. So the reason I'm giving you these examples, these are not our examples. These are examples which have been raised by the customers during sessions. And the purpose of showing this was just to, sometimes simpler query and give you better results. Over to you, Mr. Adam.
Thank you, Chetan. So that is the near operator with which we did this search, and similarly it depends again if I'm looking for, say, synonyms to be searched simultaneously, and can I in a single search can I frame it in a single search here over here, all the synonyms that I have. Say for example, if we're looking, yeah,
also synonyms, and also sometimes there are words which are spelled differently, like license with the CE or
correct.
then
Absolutely.
recognize can be SE or ZE.
ZE,
and then
correct.
yes, and then suo moto.
Yes.
Suo moto is MOTO.
I was just going to show that, like, MOTO is the one which is correct, as well as the one which I'm right now typing, MOTU, is also mentioned in also. They are also mentioned with this spell. So what I'll do is I'll enter the OR operator in caps locks to search both of them, either of them. The software will not do one search, it will search twice for either of these combinations. So if you have synonyms, or you have these one single letter differential kind of many words, you can use the OR operator for searching these.
Mr. Double quotes.
Sorry, I'll have to put them in double quotes since these are to be searched together as a phrase. So I'll keep them in double quotes, and then only I'll start this search. So that is Boolean operator OR, where you can see in the result list, number 3 has a mention of suo moto, and whereas in the number 4 it has the mention of suo motu. Now coming back to the dashboard, similarly at times you also have you want to keep out certain subject from the main subject, or maybe a subtopic from the main topic. You don't want them in the results list. So for that you will use the not operator. So whatever you type after not will be kept out of the results. Let's say I'm just looking for judgments on compensation. So what I'll type is compensation, and then I'll put this not operator again in caps locks, and then I'll type, say for example, medical. So it will give me judgments without the medical or due to medical negligence. It will just keep them out of the results list. So that is how this not operate, and I can cross check it. I go into this search within search area where I can search within the results now, and I'll type this thing medical, and let's see if there are any results on this. So it's searching now within those 267 judgments, and it's shown 0 results as such. That means it has done the job for me. So that is the not operator which can be used. Let me move back to the dashboard. Chetan, anything else you want to tell us in this word search?
I think we'll come back to this. I think let's
Okay.
cover other
Okay,
aspects.
okay. Fine. So in the research section, there are many other options also. Let's move on. Move ahead and use, show. Let's show you the words and phrases option over here. Now in words and phrases, what you do is you enter. You will type the legal word or phrase over here, and you'll get the definitions of those. Now those definitions are from the statutory law or are from the judgments, Indian case law, or they could be from the Wharton dictionary, UK dictionary also, right? So any legal word, like if I type bail, it will give me the definition on bail. The statutory definition is there. Followed by that, you will also get to see the definition of bail defined in AK Gopalan versus State of Madras. Second definition on bail defined in Vaman Narayan Gia versus State of Rajasthan. Then again, I scroll down further. It shows me another one, Deepak Subhash Chandra Mehta versus CBI 2012. And followed by that, you can see number 4. It's a Wharton dictionary definition on bail.
But
That's
this does you might be sometimes searching over here and it might not give you a particular word meaning. So what is happening over here is we are, like Mr. Anand just mentioned, that we have a couple of sources from where we source this definition. One being the dictionary, other being the acts, peer acts, third being
case law.
and the fourth is other part, EBC, Eastern Book Company, which SSC Online is part of. We have also been publishing books. So there's a one book that we've been publishing and started in the year 90s. That was Supreme Court words and phrases. So this would have coverage of all the definitions which have either have been defined in the judgment or in the Wharton Dictionary of Law. But then anything which is of international, use, the words which are used in the internationally, those words will not be defined over here. But does that mean that we'll not be able to find a definition? Certainly not. If you're not able to find any word over here, you can simply go to the word search from where we started, and you can just write the word near meaning or near define. You'll get the meaning over there as well. So overall, you're diving in the same database. Some are restricted to a certain section, some are not. So word search is I think it's a global search over here.
All right. Yeah. So that being said, words and phrases. Similarly, we also have, if I come back to the dashboard, GST rates finder, I'll not touch this. You simply get the rates of all the products and services. Now, interesting one is the find by topic. Find by topic is similar to word search. Now, what is the difference? Let's see that. First of all, it will give me the entire list of topics created by our editorial. Alphabetically, they're ordered here in alphabetically. Administrative law, arbitration, and then civil and aviation, and so on and so forth. So it's a huge list over here that I have. And suppose if I click on one of the topics here, like administrative law, under that, what all legal law topics fall, they are listed here. Like administrative action could be one, judicial review is there, legitimate expectation is there, natural justice is there, and so on and so forth. So I can simply select one from here and click on the go button, and it will show me the digest notes or the Supreme Court digest notes only. By default, it shows me only the selection. It's only pre-selected search in digest notes. But what if I want to see the judgments also, the Supreme Court judgments, the High Court judgments, all of that stuff? I need to then select search everywhere. And if I want to keep it set as default, then the first option here, save search preference, should be checked, and you will now always get this search everywhere option by default, and what all you search, it will search through the entire list. Now, apart from the this entire list and selecting one from here, you can also, if you have the topic with you, you can straight away type it in this find topic area. Like if I type say service law, so it will search for me service law, and here you will see that apart from service law, it's also showing this these ones like advocates, aviation, and education and labor. So yes, of course, because in labor also service law has been discussed or is a topic under this, like continuous service, contract of service, and all that, service rules and all. Same goes the case with education as well as the aviation. There also there is some service standards are there, and as well as the advocates, and of course in under service law you have the all the subtopics under that, and then from here you can select the one you are looking for, and then you will be able to get the say like temporary service or terminal benefits, any kind of a topic that you have over here. Sorry, just one second. So
So
you'll
I
be
know
able
why
to,
would we come over here rather than go into a word search? What is that special? Why are
so
we coming
what
in?
is the speciality over here, or what is so special about this is that you can at times, at times you would like you're focusing on say service law, but at times you might miss out on one of the subject, like in say in this aviation law, that service matter or service related thing was there in aviation law also. So in under which all topics these subtopics fall could be more than one. So in that case, rather than going selectively through the index, I can just enter the that what all I'm searching for, and it will give me some additional information, or it will show me the other uh, legal
So are you
topics
suggesting,
under which this will also fall.
if I click on aviation law
Yeah.
and then click on service law, it will give me the service law only coming under aviation law topic?
If I click on aviation and select this, obviously it will give me service law pertaining under the aviation law only, of course.
So I think there is some changes. I think we have done recent changes, Mr. Anna. I think so. I'll just update on that.
Yeah.
I think probably you missed out on the email. So
Yeah.
earlier we used to follow the hierarchy. Now what we're doing is, irrespective. Let's take another example. Just remove service law and take child custody. Just take child. Just take child for the starting and start search. Now say child is coming into different main headings. Can you open all these one by one? Okay, family and personal law, child custody, child marriage, and everything. Now, if you look at let's take the example of child custody in the first two. It says, can you scroll a bit? Yeah, conflict of law of private and international law, and it says family and personal law, and over there is also child custody. So even there is a child custody. So irrespective of the fact that use any of these headings, which are coming under the conflict of law or coming under personal law, you will get the same results, because what it's doing is searching for child custody as a word.
Okay.
Now, why I'm saying that you can search from here, or and why we have the word search available? This will help you understand the entire topic tree, that under one topic, this particular principle, this particular topic that I'm looking for, come under which principal topic. Let's suppose, please remove this and write legitimate expectation. Legitimate. Sorry. And start search. It tells you that it comes under various things. So let's take up administrative law. So I know this comes under administrative law, it comes under doctrine, it also comes under the service law. Select any of these two, not the third, not the middle one, because that's a different one, the doctrine. You get the same result. But this also tells you that as per topic, what all, how is the, the topics have been divided into SSC already. So that's one way of looking at it.
All right. So that was fine by topic. Now let me also show you the one of the very common feature option available in the software that is find by party name, which is frequently used. Now we have segregated this into two segments or two sections. One is search by party name, where you traditionally search by the appellant or respondent name, and the second segment is search by famous case names. This is the segment where you will be searching for case laws which of which you don't have the actual party name but the famous case name made famous by the media. So any case law like Babri Masjid triple talaq, or maybe Sabrimala, Bombay blast case, BMW hit and run, so many famous media case names are there. So once I type the name, it will give me the suggestion, like in this case women entry in Sabrimala. I'll just click on that, select that, click on find case, and the software will decode and give me the actual party name, which is Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala. Now that was finding the famous case names. Now let's move on to the traditional one, that is search by party name. First, you will have to select the jurisdiction, whether it's a Supreme Court or a High Court. And at any point of time, if you are not sure about that, then you can also select all jurisdictions. So it will search in all the jurisdictions for that party name. Now let me just select Supreme Court of India, and now the party name also, it's not necessary that you have to follow the same sequence, like first the appellant and then the respondent. It could be the other way around also, right? And if you are looking for, say, a very common name like Gopal, you will get a huge list of results, obviously. So yeah, maybe Gopal Singh or something like that. So you get a huge list of results, which makes it difficult to zero in on the one you are looking for. So what you can do is you can simply type the other party name also over here. Like in this case, I'm looking for one of AK Gopalan versus, sorry, versus state of Madras. So instead of v dot versus, I'll just keep one space in between blank and then start the search. So what happens here is that the unique case is found for me. Now from here, I'll just simply double click on the citation and it will open this judgment for me. This judgment will also have the digest notes or the summary part. As you can see, 231 in the left hand column, which is one judgment and 231 digest notes. Now in this central column, you get to see the party name as well as the citation and judgment date, but it has certain labels like J and 6. J stands for the judgment and 6 stands for the quorum strength. Same way, the number 2 in the list has D mentioned. So D stands for digest note and 6, of course, is the quorum strength. And you can see that these digest notes have a small, section or topic mentioned, like here in this case, detention, then natural justice, followed by deprivation and all that. That's makes little slightly things easier for me, I can make out. But the one fact is remains here is that out of these 231 digest notes, a few might be overruled law points, not the entire judgment, of course. The rest of this law points still hold good law. So what I'll do is in the search within search results column, I'll type overruled. And I'll start the search. What the software will do is it will search for this word overruled in all the law points, and wherever the actual law point has been overruled, it will also have this red circle exclamation mark denoting that this particular law point has been overruled. So out of 231, only 7 law points have been overruled in this case. And in the third column, I can read this overruled law point, which is provision conjunctive or disjunctive, article 22(7) of Constitution, I scroll down and I also get to know in which case law it has been overruled. Similarly, we have the second law point on legislative proceedings, speeches made in course of debate. Then followed by that, the third one, constitutional rights, right? And as you can see, it's preventive detention, constitutional rights, Article 19(1)(d), right to movement throughout the territory of India under Article 19(1)(d) applicable to preventive detention. As per Justice Kanya, Chief Justice Kanya, this is the opinion on the law point. Then as per Justice Mukherjee, Justice Das, and Justice Fazal Ali, and as well as Justice Patanjali Shastri, their opinions on this particular law point are mentioned over here. Out of 6, 5 judges' opinions are mentioned over here. And then again, when I scroll down to the bottom, this particular law point where it has been overruled on which point, on this point, is also mentioned. Now, this case law, how it has fared in the other case laws, or this similar on similar lines, the case laws which are there, how it has fared. I mean, has it been merely cited, or has it been distinguished or relied upon or followed on? If I want to know, I'll just click on this case reference in the third column, the second icon, and a single click will give me all the judgments where this particular judgment has been cited. So you can see a 1951 judgment over here, State of Bombay versus Atmaram Sridhar. Why? And on this you will find the mention of A.K. Gopalan case. Similarly, it is mentioned in one 1955 judgment, followed by the other one in 1955, and then another one in 1961. Let's just open this one, this particular digest note on Article 21, and when I go to the footnote, it's mentioned A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras has been followed here. So you get to see these editorial inputs, whether it is distinguished, followed, or relied upon. All these inputs are mentioned in these digest notes. Now, let me just move to the dashboard back and show you the next option here, that is find by citation. Now, in find by citation, what you have is the publishers. First, you have to select the publisher. So apart from SCC, we have tied up with regional journals. Like for Delhi, we have DRJ. For Maharashtra, we have Maharashtra Law Journal, and for Calcutta, CHN, and ILR series, entire series for 8-9 main states, including Karnataka, ILR. You can get the true prints. That's why, because we have tied up with them. Rest of the publishers, if you have a citation, you can still search that in SCC. As you can see, the list is huge over here of all the publishers' citations. So if I have an AIR citation with which we don't have a tie-up, you can still search. Like I selected AIR and enter the year, and let's take the first page and click on get citation. It will show me the judgment, of course, and judgment will have the SCC citation. But if I want to know, I can see the equivalent citations also, which have been put over here. Let me just show you the title. That is the main citation, SCC citation. Followed by that, you have SCC online and AIR 2019 SC1. That's how we reach there. Then All India cases also. Then CUTLT and Criminal Law Journal also. So you get to see these all equivalent citations, and of course, as I was talking about, the editorial input here, that distinguished in so and so case, relied on in so and so case. Now let me move back to the this find by citation and show you one more feature, which is we have worked on few landmark judgments here, and this one being of Advocates Association record on Supreme Court Advocates record Association on record with the Union of India. This judgment on transfers and appointments of High Court judges was there, and in this you will see the first thing will be the editorial input, that is in the form of the head notes or the digest notes. As you can see here, we have done the hyperlinking of all the articles and acts which are available here. So if I want to read the article 32, I need not go to the act section. From here itself, I can click on that number article 32 and it will open the article in a separate window for me. I read it, I close it, I'm back to the judgment, original judgment. From here, when we go further down, we get to see the summary part or the gist that has been prepared by the editorial, and each and every summarized para has mention of the para number, means the original judgment para of which this gist has been prepared. So a couple of paras sometimes, at times, or maybe three in some very few cases, and otherwise single para, and these are all again hyperlinked. You click on the para number and it will jump to that particular judgment portion or para for you. Then moving ahead, you also get to see, as I was talking about, the few of the landmark judgments that have this blue colored highlighted portion, which is the actual summary of arguments that we have been that have been incorporated and put over here in this judgment. As you can see here, the summary of arguments between the two parties as that happened in the court. And from some page number 500 plus, then you can you get to see the judgment, that the judgment starts. So that means the kind of extra input or editorial work is there up to page number 503, right? Now in this judgment, if I want to save it, I want to mail it, the icons are there. If I want to print it, there are two icons, that one is true print and the other one is non-true print. Now what true print means is that it will give me the exact photocopy of the original print journal that you have in your physical library. So it will have the same pagination, paragraphing, everything will remain the same. And whereas if I go for non-true print, what will happen in that case is that it will just print as it is appearing in the on the web page itself. So it will not have the same paragraphing and pagination that we have in the original in the print, as it's a photo or ditto of the print that you have. So let me just while I'm just printing, it's the pop-up is blocked, so I'll have to click on open and then done it. Then I'll just click on the print and it should open now. And it will open in the form of PDF, and from there I can just print it or maybe download it. As you can see over here, the page is ditto as you would see in a print journal. Starting from page number 441, it will have the same paragraphing and pagination, all bold, highlight, everything will remain ditto as in the original print. That's why it's called the true print. Now apart from that, you can also share this document. It will generate a document link by clicking on this icon, document sharing link. Now coming to the query of that copy paste, as was mentioned that it's slightly difficult. See, as far as the judgments which have a true print, which have this head note or digest note embedded in it, those can't be printed. Yes, there are some judgments which are very recent or maybe from the high courts, as was told. Those can be copied manually using highlighting it and using that Control C and Control V, all that stuff. But as far as the true print copies are concerned, what you need to do is you'll need to copy them para-wise. Now the procedure is simple. Just before the para number. Yep.
I think the question Anirudh had was different. It was very clear that he knows how to copy paste.
Yeah.
I think he was more focused on that when you take true print out, he cannot copy from there. So
right.
That's something that we have addressed already in the stuff. So you just want to show the copy paste so you can show it. And just to add over here, what I knew that mentioned that we can show it over here. Any judgment which does not have head notes, you will be able to download it And in download, after download it's downloaded, you can highlight it. And you can do online underlining and highlighting, everything will be allowed. The moment a judgment has a head note, or in simple words, anywhere that you have a true printout, you would not be able to, highlight or copy paste that. So, and then as far as the copy paste is concerned, there are two methodologies. I think we'll just show that right now.
Yeah. Thank you. So what we have here is a icon just before the para number. If I double click on this, what will happen? It will open a new window. In that window, this para number 3 gets extracted. I can just mail it across to my associate. I can copy it in entirety or partially by using the highlighting and Control C, Control V, and then paste it my word editor or something like that. That is one para. But what if I have more than one para? Then what you can do is you can single click on that icon before the para number, and then after selecting multiple paras, you click on this smart copy icon, which is the third one in the third column, and same thing happens over here. A new window appears, but now I have all the three paras extracted along with the source, citation, party name, and page number for each para. You can see it over here, and from here I can mail and copy as we did in the previous display. Now that was copy paste. Let me move back to the dashboard. There was one option here, find case law by section. Now here what we do is we can search for one particular section or act, or we can enter that act name over here, whether it's a penal code or a contract act or maybe negotiable instrument or act or whatever. But all these start with the word Indian, and you don't see that after typing Indian Contract Act. I'm not able to get it because Indian was common for so many acts, so we have just skipped that. So you should straight away type the main or the principal act here, and thereby you'll get to see the act on the bottom window and then the section list. You select this section like section 17 in this case, or the Contract Act. I click on the go button and it will show me the case laws on that. Right, so that is finding case law by section. Now at times we also have maybe more than one act and section to search for. So what I'll do is, instead of because in the find case law by section I can select only one act at a time, right? So what I'll do is, instead of that, I'll use the word search. So I am looking for, say, penal code. I am looking for penal code section 420 and negotiable instrument act section 138. Right, so I'll type both these like in the word search, and then instead I'll use the near operator to search them nearby. And the best part is that I don't have to worry about the the nomenclature, like whether it is S.420 or SS.420 or maybe SEC.420 or entire section 420, because when you are searching for these two correlating words nearby, obviously they'll be talking to each other, so it will be a section, of course, in that case. So this way I can search for multiple acts and sections in the word search. Now once we get the results, as you can see over here, it's just not refreshed. Shall I? Yeah, it's prepared now. So you can see the judgments are there, these many. I'll click on Supreme Court only, obviously, and then let us see one more feature over here, that is of creating a folder of mine, and in that folder I am storing or saving certain documents, whether it's a tribunal decision or a Supreme Court or a High Court judgment or a digest note, also different, or maybe even article or a circular. So I'll click on this first icon in the third column known as add to my SCC online folder. By default it will show you my folder. Since I had created a previous one, so it is being displayed right now. So what you'll do is you will click on change folder, then on the bottom center, there's a new folder button. You click on that, a new folder will get created. Now after that, it will also prompt you to enter the name of that folder you want to give it. So what I'll do is um, I'll sorry I'll just enter the name of the organization, your law firm. So from here I'll just press enter. Once I press enter, the folder gets renamed by that name, and after that on the bottom right there is a select folder. Now it's showing me the folder name I had selected, so fine, that's the one I want to store at this particular judgment in. After clicking on OK, this document gets added successfully as the message is also flashed. Then I move on to maybe some other high court judgment. Here again I want to save this one also in the same folder, so thereby I'll click on add to my SCC online folder and don't change the folder and click on OK. Followed by that, I can go to the maybe digest note also, and maybe store this Supreme Court digest note also here, or it could be a tribunal judgment also likewise. So after storing all these documents, you want to retrieve them, you want to view them. So the method here is just adjacent to dashboard, there is a icon by the name MySCC Online. Under that, in my folders, you have this view folders option. When you click on the view folders, it will show me all the folders that I have created on the left hand side. And the last one, the latest one that I have created is being displayed right now in the middle column. So all the 3 documents are listed over here. Now from here, if I want to prepare a case compilation, can I do that? Yes, we can, and that too in a jiffy. It will hardly take a minute or so. Let me show you. I click on the result list checkbox. All the 3 get selected. They get selected for the case compilation. And how do we do that? Adjacent to this result is there is an action icon, and the last option over there in the under this action is known as create case compilation. I click on that, and the next screen will show me all the titles. It will also prompt me to enter the name. Let me keep it as it is, and then I can also change the sequence if I want to move one up or down as per my requirement. Once that is done, then on the bottom you will find one create button on the bottom right. I click on that, and while we are just talking about this case compilation, believe me, in the background the software is already doing its job, and it has just created the compilation for you. And you can see it's showing me the table of contents in the 3rd column. And where are the documents? They are in the 2nd segment, that is pages. Under the 2nd column, in the 2nd column you see the 2 types, table of contents and pages. In table of contents, I can put my notes here, I can put my remarks here in between, I can insert a line, delete a line, and then I can finally save these changes by clicking on the save button. And once the changes are saved, they are saved permanently. Then you can also see the pagination has been done automatically with the software. So from page number 1 to 1 is the first document, from page number 2 to 2 is the 3rd one, and from 3 to 8 the 3rd one. Now I click on the document, the pages in the 2nd column, and in the 3rd column you can see the pagination or page numbering being done by the software automatically. You don't have to do anything manually. So page number 1, the first document, 2nd and 3rd, and so on and so forth. So from here you'll just click on the download arrows, the documents and the table of contents will get downloaded on your my computer, maybe in the my downloads folder. From there you can simply click print them and then present it in the court. So that is the case compilation for you. Chetan, if you are there, so
I
anything.
think another aspect of this, that is, sometimes you're doing the research and, quickly just want to, you cannot you cannot download stuff on your machine, or, you don't have the time to save it on your phone as well. You can make folders, and there's another aspect from that angle that, over the period of time, let's suppose your law firm or your one particular individual is have expertise in a particular domain. the person over the period of time, once you start researching, you keep getting new cases, and which are totally, important of the point from the point that you guys are dealing. You can make this folder and convert it into a data resource. So you can start with one judgment, and then over the period of time, you can have, like a few hundred judgments over here. I'm saying it because I've seen someone, it's one judge in Jharkhand State Judiciary, ADJ's rank. He has made, folders for section wise, and this is prior to what we have shown you right now about browse acts and rules, wherein you could see the commentaries and the latest important judgment. Prior to that, he had made us folders on all the sections that he was taking care of on CPC and CRPC, and sorry, it's only on CPC. So he made all those lists, and by the time I visited him the next year, he said, Chetan, I don't know how to use laptops. I don't know how to use all these softwares. So I have made my own folders, and whenever I need something, I go section wise. I look into my folder that is section wise made, and my research is done. So though it is it's his way of doing it things, but if you look from the other side, other perspective of what we can do, we can also certainly make our folders, and it will become a depository, and it's much easier than finding something on the laptop. Yes.
Right. Absolutely. So let me just move on to the next segment. That was my library. We had touched, which shown this browse curated topics. Among those options, I would like to show now browse acts and rules. And in the browse acts and rules, you get to see the entire Constitution of India, central acts, state acts, notifications, etc. But in central acts, what we have done, additional work has been done is that we have also incorporated or embedded important citations on that particular say section. Like if I'm opening this contract act, you can see the entire bare act over here, but you will also get to see these blue highlighted portions like on gift or void contract, and same goes throughout the entire bare act. As you can see, say forfeiture of earnest money, there is a citation mentioned, conditional offer, sub silentio, acceptance, offer and acceptance, formation of contract by auctions. As you can see, each and every this commentary has the citation at the end. So as per our editorial, formation of contract by auction, Suresh Kumar Vadva versus State of MP is the most important citation as of now. If I click on the citation, it will open that judgment in a new window for me. Closing it will take me back to the bare act. And these lines are from the original judgment also, the same judgment from here, which are defining this particular topic over here. So these important citation references are kept in the entire central acts for you. And the entire central act or the bare act can be mailed at one go, printed at one go, saved at one go. That also can be done. Now let me just click on the dashboard. Also, you have these various other options like browse articles and secondary material. You have the legal law review journals from leading institutions, like leading national law universities and all. So all these articles can be read over here. As you can see the list over here, a legal law journal and Indian Journal of Arbitration and all that. And if you have a specific topic in mind, you can filter it out using the filter option. It also has some Tagore Law lectures series and collected essays and blogs details, which I'll show you in the microblogging site that we have. Now let me just go back to the dashboard and quickly sum up with this browse secondary material, where we have the bills in parliament introduced in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and passed also in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, as well as the constitutional documents, which contains the entire index of volume 1 to 12 of Constitution Assembly debates, some historical trials and policy documents from various departments, as well as the various reports of commissions and committees, including the Law Commission reports, pre-independence, as well as the current ones. So all that is available in the secondary material, and bilateral, multilateral treaties are there available in the form of these browse treaties. So that is most of it, what is available in the software. Anything you want to add, Chetan, over here?
There's a question by Anirudh
Okay.
asking about ISA. Anirudh, ISA, are you talking about Indian Succession Act or what is it?
No, I mean the Stamp Act. The Stamp Act schedules change very often, so I wanted to find out how regularly those are updated on your website, or should we refer
So,
on other methods?
No, so I'll tell you what. State acts, there we don't have all the state acts with us. Let me be very. It's only the states that we've been serving. When I say serving, there are 13 state judiciaries that we are giving this legal research software, the research tool. So those states we have been updating. The moment the gadget is available, we will update it. So sometimes updation is regularly, like if the assent has been has been given, let's say yesterday. So within 2 to 3 days, it will get updated. Sometimes on the next day itself. If it's small, if it's just a small updation, it will happen the next day itself. But yes, for all the stamp acts, for all the states, it will be a challenge. And for the state acts, I think you might be able to refer PRS India for now. For central acts, yes, this would be a common handy.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right. While a few more queries come in, I'll just show you another feature here. That is the feature of help here available to you. You can use this, help feature. Select this view user manual. It will open up a new in a new window. The frequently read articles are available over here. Let's say, for example, I want to know more about case compilation. So it will show me the example over here, and I can understand it in totality over here. Then followed by that, if you have anything else, because the frequently read articles were handful, 4 or 5. So beyond that, there could be queries. So I can definitely enter the search for them in this enter search area over here. Say, for example, I want to know more about the near operator. I'll type that. It will give me a suggestion, and again, it will show me it with an example. Explain it with an example. So you have all these features like search help center is there, and of course, if we have certain 7-8 webinars which are uploaded on our YouTube channel, if you want, you can access those also by typing webinar over here. You can see them. They are listed. We have done it for various categories, not for a specific category like the corporates. It was for corporates, it was for the judiciary at times, and it's a mix of audience was there. So you might see the length of it being 1 hour or maybe even more, but the actual it was part of question and answer that took us so much of time. Otherwise, these are all half an hour to 45 minutes recordings only. And when you scroll down, you will see the link over here. And from here, when you click on the link, it will route you to the SEC Online YouTube channel, and you can watch it over there.
Let's take the questions, Mr. Anand.
Yeah. If there are any further questions, kindly unmute or put it in the chat.
Does anyone else have questions? Okay, I think no other questions.
All right. So
this is extremely useful, especially the some of the newer features, especially the compilation and folders. Those are things that I know I personally haven't been using. This was very useful to know. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
About that compilation feature. It's a very, very new feature. I think it's not even a year that we have made this. So there will be few areas which are yet to be, I think worked on. Like Mr. Raina, could you please share the screen one more time and share the case, the compilation, not the compilation feature, but the curated topics one. The curated topics one, they are like Constitution of India is. Constitution of India, or I think there was something else looked at today. Yeah, Yes. So sorry, constitution law, and then if you see the property and real estate law, these are two grayed out. That means the work has not yet started on this.
Right.
Similarly, if you pick up something, let's take taxation, Mr. Anna. So in taxation, there is only one topic for now, that is GST.
Right.
So slowly and steadily, these things will keep on adding up. So if you see something like is only one topic, this is just want to give a heads up to everyone that this will be worked on as the time progresses. Thank you.
Okay, that's useful to know. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. So we again, on behalf of SCC Online, myself and my colleague, Mr. Chetan Singh Gill, I thank you all for your patience and for giving us the opportunity to show the features of SCC Online. And definitely, as and when there will be some new features coming up, we'll again connect, and hopefully we can. We wish and pray that next time around it could be not a virtual session or meeting; it will be a face-to-face one. I wish so.
Yes, that's
In the near future. Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So I'll just stop the recording now, and later on, as Pradeep Sarwar had told me, I'll share this recording also
Yes,
with
thank
the
you.